How do construction estimators calculate markup effectively? Imagine you're about to bid on a big construction project. You need to figure out the right price that covers all your costs and still makes a profit. How do estimators do this accurately? Well, it all starts with understanding the costs involved and then adding a fair margin. First, estimators list all direct costs. These are the expenses directly tied to the project, like materials, labor hours, and equipment usage. For example, if the project needs $50,000 worth of concrete, $20,000 in labor, and $10,000 for machinery, those are your base costs. They must be precise because they form the foundation of your estimate. Next, they look at indirect costs, which are expenses not tied to one specific project but necessary for running the business. These include office rent, insurance, administrative salaries, and utilities. If your office costs $5,000 a month and you work on multiple projects, you allocate a portion of that to each project based on its size or duration. Once you have these costs, the estimator decides on a markup percentage. This percentage covers overhead and profit. For example, if the total direct and allocated indirect costs come to $80,000 and the estimator chooses a 10% markup, they multiply 80,000 by 0.1. That gives you an $8,000 profit margin. Many estimators use construction estimating software to help with these calculations. These tools let you assign markup types, like a percentage or fixed dollar amount, and apply them to each line item or the entire project. This automation reduces errors and speeds up the process. After applying the markup, estimators review the final price. They consider market conditions, project complexity, and risk factors. For complex projects with higher risks, they might increase the markup to protect profit margins. For straightforward residential jobs, the markup might be lower to stay competitive. Estimators also adjust markups based on project type. For instance, a large commercial building with a long timeline might have a higher markup than a small residential renovation. They might also add extra charges for special circumstances, like remote locations or tight deadlines. To keep their estimates accurate, estimators regularly review their markup strategies. If overhead costs increase or previous projects show lower profit margins, they adjust their percentages accordingly. This ongoing review helps maintain the health of the business. In a construction career, understanding how to calculate markup effectively is vital. It helps ensure the company covers all costs, stays competitive, and makes a profit. Estimators work closely with project managers and finance teams to set the right markup strategies aligned with business goals. When applying markup, estimators assign a percentage or fixed amount to each item based on its cost and importance. They use software tools to keep calculations consistent and efficient. For larger or riskier projects, they might increase the markup to account for potential issues. They also make sure the final bid clearly shows the markup included so clients understand the total price. Getting markup right is a key skill for estimators because it directly impacts the company's profitability and success. It's a careful balance between covering costs and staying attractive to clients. Mastering this process helps estimators succeed in their careers and keeps the construction business thriving.